So what we're working on is trying to understand and evaluate the role that a football face mask plays in the overall impact performance of a helmet system. And we're doing so by evaluating the mechanism in which forces are transmitted from the face mask through to the rest of the helmet system. So what this system does is it's used currently to drop a helmeted head form, impact this location here, and measure the output or resultant acceleration experienced by a helmeted head form. And from that acceleration, there's a threshold level that has been associated with severe traumatic brain injury or skull fracture. Previous literature has shown that of all impacts occurring over the course of a season in various levels of football activity, there's between 30 and 40% of head impacts directed towards the face mask or involve the face mask. And previously, the impact performance of the face mask specifically has not been an area of research. We've seen research groups look at the padding system involved in a helmet, at the chin strap and the loads experienced by that piece of the helmet system, as well as the outer shell or the plastic piece of the helmet. But the face mask itself has never really been evaluated for its impact performance at a research level. So the face mask has been overlooked as a research focus, I think because there's just so many different components of the helmet. And over the last 15 years or so, there's been a strong push in the research field for head impact trauma, focusing on football-related impacts. And so there are groups at Virginia Tech and North Carolina and Michigan looking at several components of the helmet system, and now it's time for somebody to look at that face mask component. What's of interest currently in the research field is mild traumatic brain injury and concussions. Those are the injuries of importance for researchers today. And the CDC, the Center for Disease Control, estimates that there are between 1.6 and 3.8 million mild traumatic brain injuries occurring as a result only of sports in the United States on a yearly basis. And football represents about 40% of that general number. So this machine is commonly referred to as a linear drop tower. And what it's meant to do is use gravity to generate an impact at specific impact velocities to generate an acceleration response. Because acceleration historically has been used or linked to head impact trauma injuries. And so what we're looking at with this system is how different components of the helmet system affect the acceleration experienced by a helmeted head form. So on-field impacts generated from various football activities can be experienced between 3 and 5 meters per second, which is roughly the equivalent of dropping the head between 3 and 5 feet. Using this system. So average impacts to the head experienced by football players at various levels tends to be between the range of 3 and 5 meters per second, which is equivalent roughly to dropping the head form between 3 and 5 feet. And that type of impact or that impact severity can cause head impact accelerations between 80 Gs all the way up through 150 Gs. So the working theory surrounding what a helmet can do and what we can expect a helmet to do as far as brain injuries are concerned is that by reducing the acceleration experienced by the head, will also reduce the accelerations experienced by the brain. But one field of research in this area is modeling brain tissue and understanding the impact response of the brain tissue through computer simulation in an effort to understand what a helmet does within the perspective of a brain tissue response. But that information is not known for the point of I could be able to communicate it with you at this point. We expect to complete this area of study and have meaningful results surrounding the impact performance of a face mask by December 2017.